What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. We're going to cover Vechain in this video. Thank you to all my subscribers so far. Thank you to everybody who's been following the channel and sticking with the channel and continues to view the videos. I appreciate it. Click subscribe below if you are in crypto for financial freedom and are looking to quit a normal job. Click subscribe below if you are a Vechain fan. Follow me on Twitter, Norse Digital Assets. Let us dive into the Vechain chart. Vechain has been looking good lately. We've talked about this triangle pattern for a while now. This small breakout so far is exactly what we've been waiting for this entire time. We've been covering Vechain for a little while on this channel. We've been waiting for that. That's what we wanted. We're not out of the woods, but that's what we wanted. So this is on the weekly. So this is Vechain on the weekly. We've talked about little ABC corrections they're like ABC flats. It's not like they're massive zigzag ABCs where you're like coming way down, but it's part of the coiling up within this triangle pattern. This is the weekly. Every candle is 1 week. So we wanted to break this trend line. We wanted to break the trend and make a new friend. We broke the trend line here, and that's what we wanted. Let's go to the daily, though. Let's get a little bit closer in here because now it's 2 weeks in a row outside of the triangle. But let's go to the daily. So on the daily, outside of that same triangle, look how many days in a row we are outside of the triangle. And now it looks like we're actually gaining some support. And now you can start to see the curvature in the 20 EMA, that obviously the curvature is moving with the movement of the candles going up. Very nice to see. Let's actually zoom out so we can take a look better here at this shape. So yeah, we're making some nice movement outside of that triangle. What I do want to do is remove drawings. Just get a clear look here. So what I do want to also say is upon coming out of that trend line, breaking that trend line we were just talking about, there's a couple places you could drop a trend line in here and call it a cup and handle. You could come right through here. This makes a lot of sense to me. These peak points here, the strength that, after you really rolled earlier this year with Bitcoin and with everything else, you really rolled through here. So after a major roll, you find some strength and you come back up, even though you're under a bearish cross on the daily time frame, on the 20 and the 55, you find some strength, you come back up, and that's where you hit your head on the 55 EMA, the red line, and rejected for sure because you're under this cross already, and it's the 55. So dropping the line in there makes a lot of sense to me. You're right here on those candle bodies. You come through on these candle bodies, and you come through as resistance all through here, day after day after day. Look at all those days as resistance. Same line straight across. You had one little, not an anomaly, but you had one rise out of there. So that makes sense to me to draw this out, to set the trend line there, to call it a massive cup and handle. Whether you draw it like that, or you draw it like that, or you come down a little lower, whatever. Giant cup and handle. Now, what we need to do and what we are doing, not only that trend line that was coming through here, there was that trend line coming through here. Not only are you breaking out, well, actually it was something more like this, but not only have you been breaking out of that trend line that we showed at the start of the video and that we were showing on the weekly time frame, you are also trying to find support now above this trend line. And this trend line that I've set in here, 14.2 cents. Now, you can still roll. You can always still roll. Bitcoin could still roll down to 57K to find support to shoot back up. A lot of the time, if Bitcoin does roll and everything else rolls, it's like a slingshot, which I've talked about a lot in this channel. Now, Vechain. If Vechain can find some support in here with some solid candle bodies, I think we are fully out of the woods, out of that trend line that we needed to break. We have completed this cup and handle. We just need to get some candle bodies, some dailies above this line of that 14.2 cents. Let's measure this cup and handle. Let us make sure it's straight. Let's set it right there. Oh, we're getting into the stock RSI down there. Set it right there. So, we find support, and we get a technical target of 22.4 cents. 25 cents. We're going to call it 25 cents. I needed to stretch my chart out here. 25-cent technical target upon completion of the cup and handle. That would be a nice run from where we are at right now. That would be a movement up of 42 cents. None of this is going to happen just by tomorrow. Okay, it takes time because it's going to go up and it's going to do its waveforms. It's going to do its waveforms to get there. But completing this cup and handle, I mean, you could drop the line, you could drop it higher, you could drop it something like that, but upon completing and finding that support, you're going to have a technical target of that 25 cent area. And that's going to be the next movement. Just piecing everything together. You got the, let's erase all drawings now. I've explained that. You had the daily crossover on or about October 14th. You've had that now for about 20 days. So you've got this nice smooth movement up over the last 20 days. You're starting to get a little bit of separation between the 20 and the 55. You are tapping off the 20 over and over and over all through here. All those things together point to the fact that Vechain is bullish. There's also news coming out on Vechain that's bullish. There's also the fact that Vechain's all-time high is still way up here, and you're still way down here. I've always wanted more Vechain. I just like to stay diversified. I have a pretty good size bag of Vechain. I do have a good size bag of Vechain, but I have about around 25 coins right now, and I like to stay diversified also. But yes, I would like an additional $4,000 or $5,000 of Vechain. I would like more Vechain than I already have. I would like to add to that bag. Yes, it would be nice to add to the bag down here. Yes, it would be even better to get it all down here, but it is what it is, and that's how it works. Let's erase all drawings. Let's go to the 4 hourly and see what we can see. Let's go to the 4 hour here. Boop, boop. 4 hour looks nice, like it has some nice movement up. If you were to come down on the 4 hourly, you have the 20 EMA at 14.7. That could be an entry point, 14.7 if you get it. Guys, if you see anything like this, if you see anything like a massive wick one day, or just the price of Vechain dropping, this is not financial advice, just telling you what I'm going to do. If you see a big wick like this or like this, and it wicks down and comes back up, it's going to come back up right away, in my opinion. Vechain's charts are so strong. It has the fundamentals, the utility. It's got everything going for it. It's got a little bit of buzz going for it now lately just because of the news. Vechain has the name recognition. Vechain is solid. If you see Vechain all of a sudden drop to 12 cents, 11 cents, that is, if you watch it closely enough, that would be the ultimate entry point if that happens. Another entry point would be, come back to the daily here, would be on the 20 EMA. Currently the 20 EMA is 13.5 cents. Just depends what you want to wait for and how greedy you want to be. Sometimes you wait for it to come down to, roll down to the 20 EMA so that it can bounce off the 20 EMA, which is the green line. And it comes down, it usually finds the 20 as support. But, you're waiting for that. Maybe it never comes. Maybe you're waiting for that wick, or you're waiting it to come down to the 55 for support, and that would be even more support for it to spring up, and maybe that never happens either. Just depends. You gotta feel it out and watch the charts and look for those entry points when they come down instead of just buying the big green candles. It's better to get a spot of support. The green line, 13.5 cents. Red line, around 12.3 cents. The green line and the red line continue to move, so that's going to be, you just have to watch the EMAs. Let us look at Vechain's Twitter page here. October 29th, we are excited to announce Vechain Thor V1.6.0 is live, meaning phase 1 activation is set in motion. Pretty cool. Also down here, I like this news here. This sort of reminds me of Rosie Rios going to Ripple, to the Ripple company, because she was the former Treasury Secretary of the United States, and she went she went and worked for Ripple, connected to XRP, obviously. But here on Vechain's website, with national adoption of our green tech underway, Vechain is proud to be delivering UN SDGs to take our efforts to the next level. Ex-Deloitte Global Blockchain Chief Technology Officer has joined Vechain. They got this post here. Deloitte is a massive company that is around auditing. They're around, industry-leading audit, consulting, tax, advisory services, 334,000 employees, 50 billion revenue. They're also the company that recently put out that survey that what people were talking about a month ago. Deloitte put out a survey to larger financial institutions and corporations around the world. And it was basically a survey on their thoughts on crypto. And that survey by Deloitte that people were talking about basically pointed to the fact that traditional financial institutions and traditional finance was sort of changing their mind on cryptocurrency, and they're starting to realize the writing is kind of on the wall. And that's my take on it anyways, that according to that survey, their mind was sort of changing, and they were taking crypto more seriously in general. And that was across the board on that survey. These large financial institutions basically looking at crypto in a more favorable light. So that's good. Now we're bringing a guy that's ex-Deloitte Global Blockchain CTO, Antonio Senatore, as head of technology. So he's got a traditional finance background, I'm sure, at some point in his career. I don't know a lot about the guy, but at any rate, I like to see that. A guy, from traditional finance who's coming in, who has, plenty of connections, who probably has a pretty big resume. And yeah, they announced that. Any news right now in crypto, good news is good news and bad news is good news. Everything is about buzz and speculation and what's going on and what's hot and what's not. And that's where people put their money, and that's what ends up making moves on the charts. Vechain's chart already looks good, so that's good. And they've been in the news on a few other things lately. George has been covering that on Cryptos R Us. Follow George on Cryptos R Us. I like that guy. He's got like 500,000. He's got he's got like 500,000, 550,000 subscribers on YouTube. Pretty impressive, like 500,000. So follow him. He's got a good channel too. He talks about Vechain sometimes. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to try to get some more videos out tonight. Click subscribe down here in the bottom right-hand corner. If you made it this far, click subscribe, click like below. Let me know what you think about Vechain. I'm bullish on Vechain. I think it's going pretty high in this run. I need to acquire more, to be honest. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for sticking with my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And that's it. See you in the next one. See ya.